December 5th, 1872. The Atlantic Ocean near the Azores. The crew of the British brig Dei Gratia spots a vessel drifting erratically. No signals, no signs of life. As they draw closer, they make out the name on the hull. Mary Celeste. They board the ship. And what they find, and more importantly, what they don't find, will become the most enduring maritime mystery of all time. But the truth is stranger than the legend. You've heard the story. The ghost ship. Found sailing itself, the crew vanished into thin air. A table set for a meal that was never eaten. It's a tale of pirates, sea monsters, and Bermuda Triangle level strangeness. But today, we're clearing away the Hollywood fiction. Because the real story of the Mary Celeste, backed by the actual evidence from the official inquiry, is a more fascinating and more human tragedy than you can imagine. This is the case of the perfect crime scene, where every clue points to a single, terrifying moment of decision. Let's start with what Captain Morehouse and his crew of the Dei Gratia actually discovered when they stepped onto the Mary Celeste deck. First, the ship was seaworthy. It was under partial sail, drifting, but it wasn't sinking. There was a 6-month supply of food and water. The cargo, 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, was largely intact. And yes, this part is true. In the captain's cabin, the table was set for a meal. Captain Benjamin Briggs's personal belongings, including his watch and navigational instruments, were untouched. His wife's sewing machine was there. His young daughter's toys were in their cabin. This immediately ruled out piracy. What pirate would leave behind valuables? But then the clues of panic. The last log entry was 10 days old. The ship's only lifeboat was gone. It had been launched, not torn away. And most tellingly, the main hatch was open. Not just cracked, but fully open, allowing seawater to slosh into the hold. And then, the crew of the Dei Gratia found the single most important piece of evidence. This is a sounding rod. It's used to measure water in the bilge. It's 9 feet long and is normally stored safely in its tube. But this one was found on deck, and next to it the captain's watch and a small knife. Think about that. Someone was in such a hurry that they left the tool they were just using lying on the deck. This wasn't a leisurely evacuation. This was a moment of sheer heart-pounding terror. So, what happened? Let's reconstruct the final moments based on the evidence. The Mary Celeste had likely sailed through rough weather. Captain Briggs, an experienced and cautious man, orders the sounding rod to be used to check the bilge. They discover water, a lot of it. Now, a ship carrying alcohol is a delicate thing. If seawater mixes with the cargo, it could cause fumes or even expansion, creating alarming groaning sounds from the barrels. Captain Briggs, fearing his ship was about to explode from vapor pressure or worse, capsize suddenly, makes a fateful decision. He gives the order, "Abandon ship!" They launch the lifeboat, but they do it in a panic. They don't even grab their coats or the navigational sextant. They tie the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste with a long rope, intending to trail behind her until the danger passes. But then, disaster strikes a second time. Perhaps a sudden squall hits. The rope snaps. The crew of the Mary Celeste, including Captain Briggs, his wife, 2-year-old daughter, and 7 crewmen, are now stranded in a small boat in the middle of the Atlantic. The very ship they feared was doomed, sails on without them. They are left to the mercy of the sea. The Mary Celeste wasn't haunted by ghosts. It was haunted by a single catastrophic miscalculation. A moment of primal fear that led 10 people from the relative safety of their ship into the open ocean, where they would never be seen again. The mystery of the Mary Celeste was never a supernatural one. It was a human one. A story of a good captain making what he thought was the only choice to save his family and his crew, only for fate to intervene in the cruelest way possible. So, what do you think? Does this explanation solve the mystery for you, or is there another clue we missed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into a historical true mystery, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more stories where this came from. Until next time.